It is Thursday, April 18th, 2024. This is your morning edition of Top Stories. I am Dana Malcolm. Coming up, it is the news that matters most.
There is always a savings and a smile in every islet. Sunny Foods, with locations near you, you can shop wholesale or retail for groceries and other essentials for your home or your business. Visit Sunny Foods in 5 Keys. Sunny Foods now at the Blue Hills Roundabout. Sunny Foods in Grand Turk has 2 locations in West Road and Back Salina. Sunny says no one beats his prices. No one.
As the Turks and Caicos residents digest the one-day budget in which they only heard from the premier and appointed members, many are not happy. Reactions poured in across social media late yesterday. One resident said, "Them PNP ministers didn't report on their budget because they didn't do anything for their constituents. Report card score is 0. Another particularly angry resident said, "You mean to tell me that 7 ministers, 6 elected backbenchers, and 1 PNP appointed member were terrified to speak before the leader of the opposition because he would have torn their speeches apart?" Others were supportive of the move by Astwood and said it proved that he was willing to shake things up for the good of the Turks and Caicos. Whatever the reason, so far the debate remains closed. None of the ministers or the opposition leader have spoken, though we are told there is still a possibility, however slight, in the third reading of the bill. The continued failure of successive governments to achieve the capital projects that they planned for is a source of frustration for appointed member of the House of Assembly, Harold Charles.
And I hope and pray that we will see the proposed spending come to fruition this fiscal. Mr. Speaker, over the past 3 years in office, we seem to be dragging our feet when it comes to the execution of capital projects.
Charles said he was also disappointed at what he described as the relatively low level of funding allocated to education and infrastructure in the budget, expressing that it could hinder their operations. The government says it's providing more in 24 for residents, and they're going to do it with revenue of budgeted $465 million. While this leaves the country in a deficit of $19 million, Washington Music TCI Premier maintains it is unlikely that the fiscal year would end that way given the performance of the economy. The top 10 earners this year are expected to be accommodation tax coming in with $119.6 million, import duties at $112.5 million, other receipts at $54.2 million, stamp duties on land transactions at $50 million, $42.9 million for work permits, as well as $38.8 million for customs duties, $11 million for excess revenue from ports and sea travel taxes, $10.9 million from fuel tax, $7.9 million for vehicles and driver's license fees, and finally $7.3 million from business and banking-related receipts. Magnetic Media is your news leader. Coming up, more news from the budget.
Everyone's getting more with BIP. Huge discounts on meals, beverages, auto care, gym memberships, and more. Check out BIP's TCI Deals and Offers channel today. Looking to rent an apartment or get your apartment rented? Allow TCI's Apartments for Rent now on BIP. You can also earn extra cash for items that you no longer have use for. List and sell it on BIP TCI's marketplace. BIP has rewards, secret messaging, and 10-way video calls. So what are you waiting for? Start living and get BIPing.
The cruising capital of the Turks and Caicos has been allocated just over $9 million of the $63 million capital projects budget. The government is hoping to complete construction of West Road and Pond Street bridges at a cost of $650,000. Construction of drains and site work at the H.J. Robinson High and remediation work on ponds will cost them $3.6 million. The upgrading of roads, bridges, and ponds such as Mission Folly and West Road will cost $3 million, while the Grand Turk Market and Welcome Center will cost $1 million. Finally, Matthew Canal Works in Salt Key will cost $800,000. The power of attraction. Magnetic media.
The National Health Insurance Plan has over 37,000 contributors.
That's 37,000 of us working together to take care of one another.
Your contribution ensures my wife and unborn child gets the prenatal care they deserve.
Your contribution helps me to afford my medication.
Your contribution has helped my loved one receive treatment during their untimely emergency.
Your contribution gives my family peace of mind. So thank you
for your contribution.
This message has been brought to you by the National Health Insurance Board, building a healthy nation, one person at a time.
The Ministry of Physical Planning and Infrastructure Development is introducing a $7 million preventative maintenance program.
That includes schools, roads, government buildings, and newly introduction of shelter maintenance.
That was PPID Minister and Deputy Premier Jamel Robinson. It is one of the main projects for PPID, joined by the completion of the National Physical Development Plan, the implementation of an estate management strategy, and a $3 million Community Works initiative. Finally, for weather in the Turks and Caicos Islands today, it will be 81 degrees at the highest with intervals of clouds and sunshine. The UV index is listed as extreme. For tonight, partly cloudy skies during the evening will give way to cloudy skies overnight with a low at 74 degrees Fahrenheit. That is it for this edition of the news. I am Dana Malcolm. Top Stories in 5 is a Magnetic Media production. Thank you for joining us.